Children's voices can be quite powerful. We may be small, but we have opinions as well.
Democracy is all about people having a say. It's about giving power to the people. And eventually, when you're old enough to vote, you'll have a chance to have a say about who makes the decisions on our behalf. In the UK, we live in what we call a representative democracy. So we're not here in Parliament every day saying yes or no to ideas for new laws, but instead we elect or vote for people that do that on our behalf. So once you're old enough to vote, when you're 18 in a general election, you get to choose the MP to represent your local area, who will then be your voice in Parliament. So that's why it's really important that you vote, because if you're not happy with the way that something's happening, or if there's a change that you really want to make, it's the MP that you vote for that has the power to be able to do that.
I'm Munira Wilson and I'm the Liberal Democrat MP for Twickenham, and in the House of Commons you can normally find me sitting somewhere over there, probably about third bench back towards the aisle.
Take action!
MPs are elected by the public.
And there's over 650 MPs. And I think there's like 750 Lords.
My name's Ian McNichol, Lord McNichol of West Kilbride. I am one of the Deputy Speakers in the House of Lords, and I am also frontbench spokesperson for the Labour Party.
I'm Alexander Stafford. I'm the Conservative Member of Parliament for Rother Valley in South Yorkshire.
You vote for the Prime Minister, the councillors, MPs, and it's fair because like some people can decide if they like them and if they don't like them, and whoever wins kind of like a fair vote.
I know lots of you won't be able to vote yet because you do have to be 18 in general elections or 16 in some local elections in Scotland and in Wales. But what we really want you to take away is how, as a young person, you too can still get involved and make these changes if you want to.
Our teacher told us to do like a pretend vote to say, for example, we should wear school uniform or not, and we did kind of like debate and stuff, and some people put their hand up, like some boys, some girls, and then they all have like time to write a speech, and then the class writes like 2 names on a piece of paper, 1 boy and 1 girl, and then the teacher counts them and see who won.
Get empowered.
The thing that makes me really angry is I think lots of politicians and governments in general ignore children because you don't have a vote, but you will have a vote and your parents have a vote, and this is your world, and things like climate change that should be top of everybody's agenda are going to impact you in terms of what the planet is like in 15, 20, 30 or 40 years' time.
I think I want to make a big impact on the world and help climate change, as it's going to destroy our world.
Well, not like destroy our world, but like it would be like extreme weather, like there'd be extreme heat, extreme cold.
And we'll have to move to a different planet.
Well, we're just like moving to like Mars or something.
So if you're interested in the environment and want government to make some real proper changes, you could write to one of us in the House of Lords and we could raise those issues.
We wrote a letter to our MP about the environment, and we wrote if there was any way we could go to school earlier. It was surprising because I didn't think we'd be allowed to contact them since we're only kids, and usually we're not allowed to do anything very responsible.
It makes us feel more mature about it.
Ultimately, Parliament is full of the people that actually work on your behalf, and they make the decisions that impact you guys, kind of from how much a can of cola might cost in the shop or the types of things that you might learn about at school. These are all things that Parliament get to decide on and all things that affect you. So one of the main messages that we really want young people to take away is how they can actually get involved.
So we have done bunting for Parliament. Our message would show like equality.
It's showing what's changing, like important in the world, so it gets them aware of what's happening.
On my bunting, I put facts on his like hands and feet.
I did my bunting and it was about racism.
It's a person because it shows that a lot of people in the community have a voice, and trying to show our voice.
If you're writing things in the body, then it's kind of like part of you, because it's all like kind of a part of one. They've put it in on a string and it's all kind of like part of a group.
Everyone has a say because it's like everyone's all together.
It makes me feel like I've actually tried to make a change and it's just something I'm proud of.
I'm really bad at drawing, but I've done pretty good on that one.
I think the most important thing is to participate in democracy. The biggest reason why some politicians and some political parties want to block votes at 16 is because they think that young people won't go out and vote or they don't understand the issues. I want you to prove them wrong.
I think my favourite was debating because there's some really good answers and you can agree or disagree, so it's a matter of your opinion and you can do whatever you want. So I think debating is probably my favourite part of Parliament Week.
Some of the best skills are actually listening skills, being able to listen to people, being able to listen to the debate, and when you can understand what people who disagree with you think and why they think it, it makes your ability to argue and to debate them even stronger.
Debating is like an argument. It is an argument, but it's civilized and you can argue in a civilized manner and you might actually get what you want. Debating is not always from just politics. Anything can be debating.
Take action!
I felt for many years the views of the people in my area were not being represented properly on issues like Brexit, on crime, law and order. One of my schools, the Willows School, got involved. They wrote to me as the MP. They sent me letters to talk about what they wanted to see. And it's really important that young people, even those who can't vote, can actually feel part of democracy.
It's not just people down in London making decisions about things that don't impact you, but they're making decisions that affect the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. So I think it's so important for you all to learn about what happens here in Parliament, because also one day you'll be voting for the people that work in here and make those laws. So it'll be really good for you to be able to understand that system and how things work and how your vote will matter in the future.
You can understand the things such as debating when you're younger, so you know what to do when you're older, so you're ready and prepared.
Create an impact!
My name is Hilary Benn. I'm the Member of Parliament for Leeds Central. I represent the people who live in my community, and democracy is a very precious thing. It was hard fought for. It's fragile, it needs to be nurtured, it needs to be protected. It's our Parliament, it's everybody's Parliament. It's here for the people of the country.
So my name's James Daly. I'm the Member of Parliament for Bury North. I, as a Member of Parliament, want every single person, no matter their age, in my constituency, and I know my colleagues share this view as well, to be involved in how the decision making in this country is made. Make sure that you are able to speak to either your Member of Parliament who can stand up on the green benches in the House of Commons and say, I've been speaking to young people in my area. They want action on climate change. They want votes for people who are 16. If you are there, if you have a voice at the table, you can change things for the better.
We've learned that Parliament writes a
bill and then ping-pongs it back.
Yeah, on a new law, and they send it to Lords and Baronesses. They make some changes, send it back. It basically repeats and repeats, and then when they finally agree on something, they make the law.
Get informed! We love seeing loads of young people come to visit Parliament. Often there's a lot of overwhelming excitement. They get to see the places that they've seen on TV where kind of the people with the power to make decisions actually work.
Every day I'm voting on issues that affect the whole country. During the COVID pandemic, I was speaking on health for my party, so I was often involved in debates about new rules and restrictions, and I was particularly concerned when families could get together in groups of 6, for example, whether children could be included in that number, because that meant that often children couldn't see their grandparents during the pandemic when restrictions were eased a little bit. And so I, along with other MPs challenging those rules, did help to change them.
It's kind of interesting listening to the ideas or the opinions of people as they come to Parliament, because sometimes they've seen it a lot on TV, and when they actually come and visit in person, things look a little bit different. Like, one of the things I often hear is that the House of Commons chamber is actually a lot smaller than people kind of would expect it to be when they see it on TV. The room is actually only made to hold a kind of just over 400 of the MPs, even though there's 650.
One thing you'll realise is what you may see on television, maybe Prime Minister's Questions is the one a lot of people see, is that's not actual real politics. That's a show, it's a theatre, it's sort of two sides which come together for half an hour a week to do battle. Majority of politics goes on in committees where you work on a cross-party basis to actually make the changes that help everyone. So if that puts you off when you see the sort of argy-bargy people shouting at you, don't. That's not real politics. Real politics is Labour, Lib Dems, Conservatives working together to come up with a consensual agreement.
It's really exciting that they're opening the Elizabeth Tower. I haven't actually been up yet, and I'm really excited to go up myself.
I've been to London a few times.
I have seen it. It's really nice to look at. It's really elegant.
It's tall, very tall. I've actually seen it. It's really pretty.
It's quite golden, really. I thought it was just called Big Ben, but it's actually the bell's called Big Ben, not the tower.
Obviously the Elizabeth Tower is actually Big Ben, so lots of people will know it as Big Ben, but technically you can't actually see Big Ben, and instead Big Ben is actually the name for the biggest kind of bell that's inside the tower. It's kind of an iconic piece of architecture. Lots of people will see it on things that relate to London, like postcards and key rings, so to actually be able to come and sort of see it yourself, and maybe even go up it, I think is a really exciting opportunity.
I think it would be really cool to see it in person. I actually didn't know it was near Parliament. I thought it was like a tower on its own.
UK Parliament is yours. Write to your MP, sign a petition, get involved.
Write to your MP, write to your local councillor, because I know often when I go to schools and talk to children and young people, they're quite concerned about very, very local issues that impact them, like the state of the roads or what's going on in the parks.
We've had people as young as 14 create their own petitions, got more than 100,000 signatures, and actually got them debated here in the UK Parliament.
The reason you should learn about democracy is because it affects everything that you do just now and will affect everything in your life.
It's so important that you get involved in UK Parliament Week and learn at Parliament, because it is your future, it is your voice. If you want to be heard, and if you want the country, your world, your family changed for the better for you, you have to stand up and say what you want. If you don't have that voice, if you don't speak about what you want, other people will make that decision before you.
If you could take one thing away from this, I just want you guys to all get involved and to remember that UK Parliament is yours.